Hey you guys, it's Eric Silvermoon, and today is day 18 of my 31 days with the Goddess Morrigan. I am so excited of just how this whole entire process has kind of just taken off and what it has become and what it's becoming. And you know, those that watched the interview with Laura Dallaghan yesterday, I mean, that was so much fun. I always have so much fun talking to her and kind of just having a chat. It's always so much fun. I'm looking forward to getting together with her next month. She's gonna have me down for her kind of like her wine chat thing that she's doing now. She hasn't told me what we're gonna talk about, but it's always gonna be fun. Lots of laughter with Laura for sure. But yesterday, all day yesterday, after we were talking about the Goddess Morrigan, and there was something that I said about when you hear the call of the Goddess Morrigan, it's really a call to service. And then we started talking about, you know, ways to honor the Goddess Morrigan. And one of the things we both mentioned was the best way to honor her is by honoring oneself. And I started thinking about things. So, okay, you know, let's see, you know, what ways am I staying true, and then what ways am I not staying true to myself. And I was having drinks with a friend the other day. We went to this really cool brewery, and I had the best beer ever. I don't know the name of it, but it was a pomegranate beer, and it was so refreshing and it was so good because it was a little bit warm, and it was just the perfect thing. And then, you know, alcohol and good friends and company, you get really good conversations sometimes out of that. And we had a really deep conversation, and ended up me talking about what I was feeling. And I realized that I justify a lot of things, and I apologize for a lot of things. And it might be because of my upbringing with my family, my parents, that I always to apologize for things. Every time we offend somebody, every time we say something, to apologize for it. And I realized that that's not the case. You don't have to apologize for everything. Unless you really did do something wrong, it's great to take personal responsibility. But like, I noticed that my friend saw like, oh, your hair's getting blonde. I was like, yeah, the green the green in my hair started to fade, and I need to go back and get it redone. And then I remembered a conversation, and I told her, it's like, you know what? The other day I caught myself justifying that and giving someone a huge long story about it. So someone asked me, it's like, oh, you dyed your hair green? Why? And I went into this ginormous story to this complete person that I really don't know about, don't care too much, but I had to justify it and give them a reason and apologize for it. And I was like, that was way too long. I could have just been like, you know what? Yeah, I dyed my hair and I like it. It makes me happy. And that could have been it. But instead, I went through this giant story of the reason. So I gave that person way too much personal information that they should not have. And that got me thinking. And so yesterday we did have that conversation. We were just talking about the different things that I always get myself in. And even she was asking about, like, you know, where am I heading with this challenge? You know, where am I going when I'm moving to LA? You know, what's the reasons behind it? And I kept justifying things. And then she saw, you're justifying things, you're making excuses, and you are apologizing for things. And I was like, you're right. Why can't I just tell you how I feel? And it was, you know, she was dragging it out. And my friend Angela, she's like one of my dearest friends, and she's also my shrink. And so we just kind of sat there, and I was like, I don't know why I do that. And she was just getting this stuff out of me. And at the end of it, I just told her what it is that I really want. And I just said, okay, you know, bullshit aside, this is what I want. And I talked about that way of how I'm feeling, rather than this is what I want, I think this is what I need. And she was like, that's your answer. And that's what you should just tell people. It's like, oh, I'm going for my happiness. They don't need to even hear the whole story. Sometimes for certain people, you do need to, tell the full story to their dear friends. You want to get their feedback and stuff like that. But I think in an everyday process to complete strangers the way I have been, it's a bit exhausting and it's a bit too much. And so it was interesting. And every time someone says something about my style or my nails, like if I dye my hair or paint my nails black, like again, I go into these complete justifications of it to random people, and that's a part of this process where I'm witnessing things and I'm putting them into the light so that I could kind of see what it is, what the root of the issue is, and why do I feel like I have to defend myself a lot. And it was interesting. It was very, very interesting. And then I just kind of sat with it late last night, and then I sat with it today in the morning, and I was just kind of thinking about it, that I'm going to really try to challenge myself and be mindful of my thought processes when it comes to that, so I could witness those and catch them and pull them back before I even say anything. So it's going to be a really cool, interesting thing. So I don't know if you guys do the same thing, where you tend to kind of justify the things that you do to random people. I would kind of I would love to hear your feedback in that. And I think this is the whole growth process with the Goddess Morrigan. If these challenges come up, people trigger things, and she's presenting them to you so that you take the time to witness them and to figure out what that is. Because in order for me to be able to have the strength and the courage to do the next challenge, I have to deal with this first. And Laura and I talked about, like, sometimes you just get put on the shelf because you're not ready yet. And that's okay. If you didn't learn the lesson, if you're not ready for that challenge, that's okay. It's going to come back around until you learn it. It's going to keep coming back around until you learn it. And so just because, you failed to learning the lesson, just know that it's going to come back, and you're going to get another opportunity until you finally grow and heal from it. And that's what I'm kind of at right now. I'm seeing the challenges and the lessons, and I'm being aware of them. So when they do come up, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I've studied. I'm ready to take this test. And it's cool. So yeah, I just want to make this really quick little video update to kind of share with you guys on where I'm at today, and just the energies that were brought up with Laura. She's so cool. I love her so much, and I know most of you also love her too. So thank you guys so much again for your love and support. I'm super excited to continue this, and we'll see how this journey just goes. And I'm glad that you guys have been so excited as much as I am to be a part of it. So thank you so much. Blessed day.